Hi, YouTube friends. Welcome back. It's Bridget. I am going to show you what I do with some of my embellishing threads today. This is a sweet little pendant made from this embellishing fiber, which is gorgeous. I've also made a spiral. And I've made these all with a wire base. I just use some 18 gauge. It can be 20 gauge. It can be pretty much, you do want it to have a little bit of substance to it. If you're using something really light like this, like this is probably a 26 to 30 gauge. I'm not even sure what this is, but this is very fine. I find it's a little more difficult to work with. I've made earrings. I mean, these earrings are so sweet. I put a little bead at the bottom, and I just make those with simple head pins. It's just a lot of fun. So I find that I gather so many things through the course of time, and I find that it's nice to do various projects with everything you gather, because if you're gathering things for one project at a time and then putting them aside, it's nerve-wracking, and it makes me crazy, and I'm sure it makes everyone crazy, because our craft supply rooms are just a disaster with so many different mediums. So here today, I'm going to make some earrings. I'm going to use some head pins. I've got some sweet little Swarovski crystals that I've stashed over the years. And I have I might make a brooch, I think, because it's so nice to be able to just take something pretty like this and add a pin to the back, and it can just be a pop of color on your clothes. And just, fun little things to do anytime, but I especially like things to do in the evening to keep my hands busy, as I'm sure we all do. So let's get started making some fun things here. So I will show you the process that I do here. This is a peace sign that I made a wire armature out of. I'm not going to make any elaborate armatures today. I can do that in another video if anyone would like me to. So you're just doing a series of half hitches around the wire armature. You come in, I have this on basically an embroidery needle, but it's a pretty hefty one. It's probably a chenille needle. I'm not sure what kind this is, but it can be any needle of your choice that you enjoy working with and that you can get the thread in. And then basically I'm just coming up through, and then back down. It does take a while, but it doesn't bother me. I simply just sit there, while I have something on TV, or I'm listening to some music, or even when I'm chatting with some friends. I always seem to have something that I'm working on. And of course, I'm on camera, so it's not going as smoothly. But that is okay. So that is life. And so you can just, get your groove and come through and make little half hitches. And, you end up with a sweet little, tapestry of color with fiber. I mean, it is really pretty. Here you see I will cover that. That is a little bit of the metal, or not. I mean, you can leave it. You can put beads on it. I mean, the sky's the limit with the the fun you can have here. I'm just simply doing these half hitches and coming up with my needle, and then back through. I hope you can see. And I just love it. I just love how they come out. They're beautiful. I have the spiral, which I get so many compliments on this necklace when I wear it. The spiral is beautiful. So let's do something with I think it would be fun to do something with this fiber today. And, you know, what's really nice about working with these is, you know, I would take about probably like a forearm's length. You don't want to have too much because you don't want to get all tangled and make yourself crazy. So I'm just taking a nice, probably, as I said, like a forearm, a little more than a forearm. And in this instance, I'm just going to take one of my head pins, and these are just some simple head pins. They're not, you know, silver, but because they're going to be covered, that's not going to matter. They're just a standard, you know, metal. So there we have. So that's my little bead on my head pin. And then I'm just going to start doing some little half hitches. So that's a half hitch. You fold over. And in this case, you might want to start. So I grew up sailing with my dad, which was fantastic because what he taught me were a lot of knots. And so basically this is a clove hitch, and that's going to lock it. So you do one way and one the other. And that's going to lock that stitch. And, you know, at the end of these, I probably will do a little bit of glue, possibly, you know, when I'm done. But look, already you can see how sweet that is. And I'm just going to do a series. You know, it does take a while depending on the yarn that you're using. Again, these are, to me, projects that I'm not in a hurry to do. So, and so once I get started here, I can snip this little piece down here. There we go. That's knotted there. And as I said, I will put like a tiny dab of glue, jewelry glue or some sort of glue. And you just do a series of half hitches. And now I'm coming to the top of my head pin. And, you know, you don't have to go the whole way. I mean, this is a nice statement little dangle. It's sweet. I'm just going to go a little further. And you want to be able to push it down along the way. You can feel I'm pushing that down towards the head pin and the pin end and where the bead is. And you can see how sweet that is. So I'm just going to do another, what I call a clove hitch, which is the opposite way. And I'm going to dab this with a little bit of glue. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. That's sweet. Very sweet. You know, and you're just going to want to make them, I feel like, even. I mean, this pair is with a different fiber. Bigger crystal. Sweet little pieces. And now all I'm going to do is get my trusty looper, which I've shown you that before. You can just trim that, and then, you know, I'll do a spot of glue on these all at the end at the same time. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take it right into my little looper that I love because it's makes my life easy. And make a little loop there. And it didn't finish it off right there, but that's okay. I'll take my pliers. I've got a earring wire. And since that is already open, I'm going to just put that there. I am going to grab my chain nose pliers, my 2 sets. I am going to take that little piece there. I'm not sure if you can see that because my little threads are in the way. And there, you've got a sweet little dangle. I'll get in there and make sure that's nice and you can see. And here I am just again showing you just a half hitch. So for those of you that don't know what a half hitch is, it's just you're going to take your thread and make a little loop on itself and then pull it down. Again, just little half hitches. Twist, up and over, down. Twist, up and over, down. So now I'm getting close with my other earring, the second one, and I'm just, looking at it and making sure that no one's going to be that close to you. And if they are, it's for other reasons. So let's not worry about that. So right here, I'm just going to do a few more. Let's see, do a few more. Let's see there. All righty. Let's see. Oops. Let's see how close that is. I feel that's pretty close. I am going to do my tie-off knots and see how it turns out here. Let's see. And I'm pushing it down. I'm pushing it down so that it gets nice and tight going down that way. And then I'm going to do reverse ones just to make sure that's nice and sturdy. I'm going to do it one more time. And again, I used about an arm's length, 4 arms length of fiber here. Okay. There we go. And these head pins are, I would say these are probably they're a very light gauge. So if you have a heavier gauge, it will be easier to work with because this is kind of moving around a lot on me, but that's what I had on hand. So I would say this gauge is, if I was going to guess, is probably, somewhere around a 24 gauge. I'm not even sure if it says it on the package. I just grabbed these from somewhere. I'm not even sure where. Yes. My brain is working. These are a 24 gauge and it's a 2-inch head pin. So, if you went with like something a little sturdier, like a 18 gauge, it's going to give you a much better purchase, when you're doing your wrapping here, your half hitches on there. And now I'm going to trim this off again. And I'm going to use my little trusty looper. I don't know, maybe the looper doesn't like this. I'm going to get my round nose pliers and create just going to finish this off here. So I have a nice little, go. And if you can see that, that's a nice little loop there. I'm just going to push it back on itself. There we go. I mean, not everything needs to be so perfect. And then I'm just going to take another earring wire. I've been listening to some podcasts and things about ikigai and wabi-sabi and just try to go with the flow. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to open up this one since it's kind of already open. Excuse me. My jewelry skills, as I've said before, are not the best, but I'm learning and I'm enjoying this. So this is awesome. Okay, and now I'm just going to make sure that's secure. I mean, how cute are they? Cute little gift to yourself even. And it didn't take much time at all. And it's I love that I'm using beautiful fibers and things that I have bought already in my stash. I want to show you how fun and easy it is to do a little pin. So I'm going to take I want a little more than, this is my 18 gauge wire, just artistic wire. Let's see, I think that's about, I want it to be about, yeah, 10 inches will work for me because I don't mind having it a little longer. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip it. And then I'm just going to have this cylinder, it's my glue, and I'm just going to come around and come back on itself. I just want to make sure I have a good overlap, and obviously here I have quite an overlap, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy with the overlap. I'm just going to make a cute little circle pin. How cute is that going to be? So then all I'm going to do, I have my little circle here, and I think I'm going to do it in this fiber because the jewel tones are so pretty. And so again, I'm just going to start with my forearm length because I can add more, no problem. And I am just going to, where it's doubled up, I am just going to create, you know what, I'm just going to do a square knot. So the left over right. This is just to give me my start. And then right over left. I mean, I'm sure, you know, any kind of knot will do as long as you're doing it a couple of times. I think that's fine. I've never foreseen a problem here. So now there's my little start to my pin, and I will show you how I do this. So I am just going to take you don't even need to at this point really, you can just use your hands. You know, you'll find that, but I just start creating a little, basically like you're weaving. And then I'm going to go up and over this way. And you just want to keep going back and forth on itself. Again with my half hitches. Working it And once you get this started, you'll see. I mean, I can come over here. It's okay because it's at the beginning. It's just going to look like a little bit of a mumbo jumbo, but that's okay. I'm just going to create a little woven piece that I can keep weaving into, and that's exactly what I did with this. I'm going to take another forearm length of my yarns. I'm going to make a little knot. And I'm doing this on camera, and I am finding, it's like anything, right? It really, it does go much more, much smoother when you're just chilling out and in your zone. So I'm going to take my little tails and snip them. And you just, again, I'm just having to hold this and, keep it all stable. You're just looking to create a pattern that you can weave through. So that the first beginnings of this take a little bit of time. But that's okay, because once you get in your groove, you'll get it. It'll be, and you can use a needle or not. Let's use a needle and see if this actually will go a little more smoothly. I have my big needle here. It might prove to be more helpful or not. But let's find out. And it's fun. So once you start to have a good amount of fiber, there's the fiber is helping you create and you can cover the metal. In this case, I do want to make it pretty solid because I want to make this into a pin. I'm excited to see when putting the pin back on, you're just going to be able to add it to the actual built up of fiber here. So now I'm going just inside, I'm creating, and this is just a lot of fun. It's just willy-nilly sewing, which who doesn't love that? Instead of always having to worry about the perfect stitch, I worry about perfect stitches all day long. So I don't want to do that in the evening when I'm having a cup of tea or a glass of wine and ending my day. I've done quite a bit of weaving on my little piece here, and I want to say that you do want to flip it over, and it's up to you. It's your art. It's your piece of art. You do you. But right here I can see actually that's my overlap right there. So I want to cover that. So I'm just gonna, get to work on that area. That's my, I was working from this side, so I didn't see it. So I am coming over this way, and I'm just going to, back to the half hitches. Why not? You can do anything you want. Didn't do a half hitch there. But I'm just going to go back and do another half hitch. It's just, the fiber is so stunning that it just does its own thing. And, you know, I'm going to look for my holes. In particular for me today, I do not want to see any of these little gaps. So I am just working on closing them up now. And actually, before that, I'm going to add another piece. And I'm looking here. It looks very, there's a little piece there, but I can actually shimmy around, move my piece, move my threads. It's just a fun to work with, fun fiber. I mean, you could make this a pendant, you know, like this over here. You could make it a little ornament and just hang. You could add some little dangles, you know, from here with some little beads. And I mean, it's just so much fun. You could make so many different little trinkets and experiment with whatever you like. So I'm going to finish this off now. I want to make this into a pin, as I said. I mean, I love that you can just take some fiber and some wire and make, you know, just a sweet little, I mean, look at the jewel tones in that, you know, just on a little hat or a jacket. It's just going to be the sweetest little pop of color. I mean, you could even just go for some sort of solid color and, you know, add, you know, beads and sequins and all sorts of things. I'm going to add this little brooch pin, and what I'm hoping and I'm almost sure of here is that you know, if you get the right color here, right, of your matching thread, I'm just going to add this pin back over here, and you know, you're not even going to see it. So I'm actually going to just get started here for a second. And try not to get it wrapped around my, there we are. And honestly, I can just go in and out on this. You're never going to see it. And I can come up through my hole. And back down. Up through. Back on the other side. That's all I'm doing. Get that pin back on, and you're not even seeing that. I mean, how beautiful is that? You know, to try to get your pin back on. It's always such a battle to have it seamless, and you're not going to see it. I mean, I'm just going to go right through here. Make sure it's centered. It's a circle, so that's forgiving. I mean, this is so beautiful. I'm very excited. I'm not sure you can hear it in my voice, but I am. I'm very excited at how this is going. And you're just over here. And this is just getting me excited to look for other fibers and have fun. But I also just like having something, as I said, forgiving. You know, we all have things that we do through the course of a day. I'm sure that whether it's cause us stress or, but you know, at the end of the day, you want to just have some fun. And look how forgiving, I mean, you don't even see that. I mean, you could add something else. Let's see if we could have some fun with that. Hold on a second here before I even let go of this thread. I'll be right back. I'm going to go in my stash, see what I can find. I found a button in my stash. I think I forgot to press record. I'm sorry, I was so excited. So I just added this button. I was thinking about maybe that one, but then I went with this one. I felt like the colors were beautiful. I sewed the button right as I was still putting the actual brooch pin back on. How fun is that? I mean, dual duty. It was great. And it's so durable and it's on there. And that's just a sweet little pin for your jacket, for your hat. Oh, I love it. Thanks for coming along with me today. I made these cute little earrings, which I absolutely love. They're just really sweet little fuzzy, cute fiber earrings with little crystal beads at the end. They're really nice. I am going to finish up my peace sign. Probably maybe do that this evening. And then I'll have a sweet little peace sign. As I said, the spiral is a huge crowd pleaser. I have worn this for a long time now. And I did make the spiral beforehand, and then I wove. Really had a good time today again, and I hope you guys did too. You know, I was fumbling around a little bit, but you know, that's all part of the creative process. Sometimes creativity is just not pretty. You know, it's a mess. It's a hot mess, as they say. So I bet it was a little bit of that today, but it's so much fun. You could get creative, you know, putting a button, you know, in the center of this. You can, you know, you could start weaving in beads. I definitely will be coming back with another video in the future, and you know, carrying on with this theme with more fibers and maybe beads, and we'll see. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. It all helps out a lot and keeps me going and shows that you appreciate my work, which I'm very grateful for. And until next time, keep stitching. Have fun out there. Bye.